Shalom Israel. Today's lesson is going to be on temptation and whoredom. And it's just going to go over, we have a lot of mishaps in Israel where we tend to let our flesh get the best of us. And we need to learn how to control that flesh in order to keep us from sinning, away from death, away from the chastisement of the Most High. And we're going to start with Exodus chapter 20, verse 20.
Exodus 20, verse 20. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove of you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
Right. So when you come into this truth, it's not just going to be a walk in the park. The Most High is not just going to bless you when you come in here and think, okay, hey, I repented. No, you got to work for this. Because the Most High is not going to just come in and just like when you have a friend, when you meet a new person, you just don't immediately just start sharing secrets with them. You just don't talk to them and explain your whole, hey, I got a safe upstairs in my house with $10 million in it. You don't know if that person's trustworthy to even know that information. The same way the Most High is just not going to bless you with gifts all of a sudden. You haven't done nothing yet. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, verse 21.
Ecclesiasticus 1, verse 21. The fear of the Lord driveth away sin, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath.
Right, so when you fear the Lord, you're not going to think about sinning. When you fear the Lord, you won't catch the wrath of the Most High. You won't be tempted to sleep with another woman. You won't be tempted to go cheat on your wife. Woman, you won't be tempted to cheat on your husbands. You won't step out and go fornicate with somebody no matter how pretty the woman is. You'll be able to control yourself because you actually fear the Lord. You'll fear the judgments that come with it. If you don't fear those judgments, and that's a lot of times why we sin. We don't truly believe. We all believe that Israel is going to get the kingdom, but we don't believe it's in chastisement. We don't believe the opposite. We all look at the good in the Bible. We don't think about the examples that are placed for us to learn from and the bad parts. So we have good things that we learn. We have bad things that we learn from the Bible. Just like from a parent. Some parents might have good qualities that they taught you in the world, but they also may have taught you things that you may not need to learn. But that also is learning for you to mold yourself into being a better person. You should be able to use those examples.
Yeah, when you sin, it just means you don't fear whatever that lust or whatever means your love for that lust is more than your love and fear of God. Because you know, if you knew that if you do this, the consequences was going to be this, then you wouldn't do it. If you knew he was going to cut a finger off if you did this particular sin, then you wouldn't do that sin. Which means you don't fear the Most High, because if you feared him, you would know that there is something coming. You just may not know what it is, but you would look at everything like, when I sin, that's a finger missing. I only have 5 fingers on one hand, and I want all my fingers. If the Most High did it that way, you see less people sinning. Maybe they'll be missing 1 or 2 fingers. After about the second finger, they'll be like, that ain't worth it. I only got 3 more fingers left. But because you don't fear the Most High, and he's not cutting your finger off immediately, you say, oh, well, maybe it won't happen. Maybe he won't do anything. That's because you don't fear the Most High, and you better start fearing the Most High.
Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8.
1 Peter 5, verse 8. Be sober.
Be what?
Be sober.
It says be sober. We have a lot of drunkards in Israel. We got a lot of potheads. And it's just crazy to believe that these people, you want to think that you can actually think clear when you're drunk. How can you think clear when you're getting ready to black out from drinking so much? How do you think clear and tell yourself, let me fill myself with weed so I can think clear? I think better when I smoke. When you go outside and drive your car and it's foggy outside, do you see better? Just think about that. So be sober so you can have a clear mind to be able to think properly. Read.
Be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right. But Satan's looking to pull you off this path. He's ready for it. Whether it be a woman who invites you to a club, you go to that club, you start drinking, you get drunk, and now you go off and sin. Whether it be you got the wrong audience around you, you go out and rob somebody, kill somebody, that's on you. The company you keep. You're going to get pulled back in. It's easier to get pulled back into the flesh than it is to get pulled into the spirit.
And another thing, and when you know that your flesh is weak, you got to be smart enough to remove temptations out of your way. When you should know yourself, if your temptation is YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and that is right there is what's going to cause you to sin, you got to be wise enough to get rid of that stuff. Don't let sin cause you to mess your life up. And a lot of people mess their life up from those TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever.
Instagram.
And it causes them to mess their entire life up. Men getting on there, married and meeting women and going out, and next thing you know, they're in divorce. Now their kids don't have a mother there, or the kids are with their mother and they don't have a father anymore. Maybe the father may be doing what he's supposed to do as far as taking them to baseball practice and football practice, but now he's not there. Now there's another man dealing with your kids. All this is because of sin. Whether it's the man or whether it's the woman or whether it's both. That is what's causing a lot of problems. When you find, and a lot of times we self-destruct. We'll get someone that's good and then we'll go and mess it up. A lot of us are selfish. We don't think about our kids and and taking them from house to house, man to man, and being in this house with this man and them being around 5 different men or something like that. We selfish. All we care about is our lust, having fun, doing this, going from man to man, and here we are, got a child, and giving them those habits. It means you're selfish. You only think about yourself and what your lusts are. You don't think about your child. Who wants their child around 15 different men? Only a selfish woman would want their child around 15 different men. So we need to wise up. And then you wonder why we have generational curses, because we are the ones that's causing it on our kids. You think if you're around 15 different men that your child ain't going to grow up and be around 15 different men? Hey, yeah, but hey, don't do what I did. Kids do what their parents do. You're a terrible parent, then your kid's going to be a terrible parent. Unless they change, they get into the scriptures, and they say, I don't want to be nothing like my daddy, or I don't want to be nothing like my mama, or these were some good qualities of my mama, but I don't, all this other stuff I'm throwing away. You get some that break away from it and start a new generation, that generation that's good. But most of them are going to follow the parents. The parents are in the projects, the kids grow up in the projects. That's just the way it is. The parents smoke, the kids grow up smoking. They may change later on in life, but they started because the parents smoke. Kids may go off a little bit, they go to college, they're free, they experience a couple things that they shouldn't do, but they'll come back to reality eventually. But when they don't have no foundation, they don't have anything to come back to. What are they coming back to? When they go off and their life is bad, they don't have anything to say, hey, I remember when I was being raised by my parents and they taught me right and everything, I had a good life. I need to go back to that. Let me get back into these scriptures. They can't say that because they had terrible parents. Their brain doesn't trigger to go back. My parents were drug dealers. My mama had 15 different men. That's what they know. Then you wonder why they go out and be a stripper or whatever. You did it to them. You wonder why your son's going out there messing with a bunch of women and got 10 kids by 10 different women. You taught them. When you get in Israel, you're supposed to be changing. And it's not but so much, time that you have for change. Some people, you forgive people, but hey, there's a point where you have to, if a person you see ain't doing right, there's a point where you have to just let them go. I'm sorry. Don't let nobody drag your life down. If you got a man that's a whoremonger and everything, and you see he's a whoremonger, he just keep going out messing with women or whatever on you, don't be a dummy and marry him. And vice versa. If you see a woman that's a whoremonger and all she do is deal with men and all that kind of stuff, and she ain't willing to change, you give her maybe a chance or two, and after that, you get rid of her. Or you're going to have a miserable life. Nobody want to be sitting there wondering if what their wife is doing and checking messages and stuff like that. I know I ain't going to do it. I ain't that type. I ain't bred like that to be running after no woman to see what she's doing and not trusting her. There's too many women out in the world for me to run after one woman. Ain't no woman I like that much. And vice versa. There's no man, if I was a woman, that out there messing with women, I'm catching them on the phone with women late at night, going outside to the car, talking to women and stuff like that. There's no way I would marry a man like that if I was a woman. It's not funny. It's not cute. You're going to have a miserable life. You're going to get married to the person. Next thing you know, 6 months later, a year later, you're going to be in divorce. When you see those things, you just get rid of them. You give them time for a second, but if they don't, after so much, it's time to go ahead and I know it's sad. I'll feel bad. I put so much time into them. Forget time. There will be another woman that will do the right thing. There will be another man that will do the right thing. If it's a good man, then you better hold on to him and you better do the right thing. If it's a good woman, you better hold on to her and do the right thing. There's not a bunch of good women out there. There's not a bunch of good men. But the problem is there are a lot more women that are accessible to a man than men are accessible to a woman. You talk to anyone that know Atlanta, know anywhere, it's a 15-1 men to women or women to men. There's 15-1 whatever. It's hard to find. They either a homosexual or either they married and any but a few that's eligible. If you get a good one, you need to do everything you can to keep that one. And if you get a woman that's really good, that's doing what she's supposed to do, loyal and everything, you need to keep her too, because there ain't very many loyal women out there. But it's going to be easier for the man to find one than it is going to be a woman to find one. That's just life. That's just the way it is. And no need to sugarcoat it. It's just life. So don't mess your life up. Don't mess your kids up. Stop being selfish, man. Stop thinking about you and your lust and what you enjoy doing and your children are all out and doing whatever they want to do. You're supposed to spend time with your kids. Kids shouldn't be up in the room all day long doing their thing, you doing your thing, all that kind of stuff. You should be doing stuff with your kids. Taking them out, down there talking, going over books, reading with them, taking them to the library. Those are things the parents are supposed to be doing with their kids. Not just letting them sit in the room and do whatever they want to do and just come down for lunch and dinner. That's why a lot of people have bad kids. 1 Peter 5 verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in brethren that are in the world.
Right. And you're not the only one going through these issues. There's other people that probably have the same issues, bad relationships, struggles, temptations, whatever it may be. Just other people may have the better choice. They may have made the option to actually fear the Lord, not make those mistakes, not choose those bad habits. They'll get over those bad habits because they know it's something better for them. That example that they're trying to set for their kids. Just like Bishop was saying, kids, they're sponges. They're hip to hypocrisy. They'll see a hypocrite and no one. And then that's just like how the pastors, their kids, they don't want to be nothing like them because they might be out there in the congregation sleeping with the women, smoking, going back home, eating pork, whatever it is. They're doing the exact opposite what they're telling everybody else not to do. So you as the parent, you need to be the lead. You need to be the example. The men, we have to be the example for our families. Strong examples. If you're not that strong of an example, how do you expect your kids to be any better than you? How do you expect your wife to look at you? If you tell her to keep the law and you're not keeping the law, or you half-stepping, you got to be 100% with the Most High so your family can follow after you. Let's go to Genesis chapter 39, verse 1.
Genesis 39, verse 1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him on the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian.
Right. So this is after Joseph was brought down to Egypt. And he was a prosperous man. Why was he prosperous? Because he kept the law. So the Most High was with Joseph. Read.
And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house, and all that he had he put into his hand.
Right. So Joseph was the top of the top. An Israelite in Egypt had a position because he kept the law. The Most High will make you serve great people if you keep the law. But you got to keep the law. You got to fear the Lord. You got to resist temptation. You got to subdue that flesh. Read.
And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake.
So the Egyptian's house was blessed because of Joseph. Because he was a righteous man. Read.
And the blessings of the Lord was upon all that he had in his house and in the field. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored.
Right, so everything was left in Joseph's hands, except maybe what the Pharaoh had eaten. That was it. Everything else was Joseph's hand. And Joseph was a goodly and well favored. Joseph was a well-groomed man. He had power, position, good looking. Well, he was one of them. Read.
And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me.
Right, so here we have the master's wife. She comes in and she lays eyes on Joseph. She likes him. That's a good looking man. I want him. Say, come lay with me. Tempting him to sin. And this is also, now this may be of another nation, but we also have wicked women in Israel that want to tempt men to sin. Whether it be walking around in provocative clothes, whispering in men's ear, trying to get them to tempt them, seduce the man, and then the man trying to make a move, and all of a sudden the man's in the wrong. No, you're both in the wrong, because you tempted the man, and the man was too weak to actually give in.
Right, and a lot of times men will give in if they're weak. They'll give in, but you have sisters also that know what they're doing. They'll tempt you and then be like, nah, we can't do it. Just for a power struggle, for power. That's not good. Don't tempt anyone.
Why would you want to add more temptation to what's already out here? Why would you want to help your brother decline? Or vice versa, brother, why would you want to help your sister decline? We're supposed to be helping each other build and grow. We got to look out for each other instead of stop hurting each other. Read.
Verse 8, but he refused.
He did what?
Refused.
He refused. Joseph was a strong man. He refused the temptation. Read.
And said unto his master's wife, behold, my master wotteth not that is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in the house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?
See, this is a response of a man that truly fears the Most High. He didn't care, because you got to think about it first. This is the captain's wife. She's got to be pretty. He's a captain. So obviously he said, you know what? I don't care how pretty you are. Why would I sin in front of my God? Why would I commit this wicked sin? Strong man. This is what a strong man would say. A weak man would be like, well, ain't nobody in here. He did leave everything in the house, so I guess he meant his wife too, right? Keep reading.
Verse 10, and it came to pass, as he spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her, or to be with her.
Right, so this is a daily thing. Every time this woman sees Joseph, hey, lie with me. Hey, just come lie with me. It's all right. No one will know. You're the only one in the house. So who's going to find out? That's a wicked woman right there.
And the thing is, once he slept with her, she probably would have been the one that told. She probably would have ended up getting him killed. Because there's wicked women out there that'll get you to sin, and then they'll tell on you. They'll get you to sin, and then, hey, Pharaoh, or hey, Captain, it's not my fault, but the person you put over everything, he came on to me and slept with me, and you know he's gonna be killed. You know that. I entrusted everything to you, and then you're gonna sleep with my wife. You know he's gonna be put to death. And there are women that will do that. It's no different than women on the plantation when a black man slept with a white woman and then they got caught. She said, "Oh, he raped me." Why you don't just tell the truth? Hey, no, I slept with him because I wanted him. Nah, she don't want to die. Hey, he raped me. That's why you have to make sure you're strong enough that you don't let these women get you in trouble, because they'll turn on you in a second. They'll turn on you. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within.
See, and there's the scenery right there. Ain't nobody in the house. She said, this is a perfect opportunity to get Joseph. I know I can get him. I tried hard enough. I know he's going to give in eventually. Read.
And she caught him by his garment, saying, "Lie with me."
So this time now, she got tired of just talking to him. She grabbed him and said, sleep with me. You going to sleep with me today. Read.
And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out.
Joseph pulled a track star and he left. Joseph said, I ain't with it. He gave him a loud no.
And took off.
That's how we need to be responsible for ourselves in Israel. Whether it's a woman that you like, if you're not married to her, you shouldn't be sleeping with her. I don't care how much she tries to tempt you. You need to be strong enough in your spirit to understand, you know what, I'm not sinning before my God. The same way how Job's wife tried to tell him, why are you got pot boils and stuff all over you? Like, just go ahead and curse God so you can die. Job was like, no, woman, shut up. I'm not about to die for you. I'm trying to keep the law. Let's go to James chapter 1, verse 12.
James 1 verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
So it says that blessed is the man that endureth temptation. Enduring means continually being strong enough to will yourself not to sin. Not just, oh, I did it once or twice, so I'm blessed now, right? I endured once, right? So I'm good. No. This is a continual track. As they say, this is a marathon. You need to keep running this race. Keep enduring. Read.
For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
So the Lord will promise that crown to those that love him. What is love? The keeping of the commandments. For those that love the Lord, they'll keep the commandments. They won't sin. So if you show that you love the Most High, do it.
Verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God.
And that's one thing that we all like to do in Israel. When people saying, oh, well, God tempted me. It was God. He was trying to strengthen me, and I just didn't. It was his fault. No. God ain't got no need for no wicked man. Why would the Most High say, hey, follow and walk with me and be perfect, and then turn around and say, hey, look, I'm about to put sin in your life right here. It's on me. No, you failed. You failed the temptation. You failed the test. Read.
For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
Right, he won't tempt a man. Read.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
Of his what?
Of his own lust and enticed.
So this is his own. When you sin, it's your own lust. Whether it be women, porn, drugs, money, whatever it is, that is your own lust. When you decide to commit that sin, you got drawn away and you got enticed. That thorn wrapped around you and you gave up. You gave in.
And even when Job was tempted, God didn't tempt him, the devil did. The devil asked God permission to tempt him. But God didn't say, go tempt Job. So God doesn't tempt. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Right. So that lust, it starts out just as a simple thought. That thought goes from the back of your mind to the forefront of your mind. It starts to manifest. It starts to fester. And then you commit that wicked act.
And that's how a lot of people end up dying. You go Your wife home, she with another man, he come home early, he come whatever, and that man gets shot and he shoot the woman. All the wages of sin is death. People play too much. And sometimes they don't always know who they're playing with. Because even the most mild-mannered person under the right conditions can kill. Especially when it's their wife. Verse 16, do not err, my brethren, my beloved brethren.
Right. So if you don't want to get chastised, just don't sin. That's as simple as that. We all like to sit there and, hey, let me test and make sure and see if this actually works. Because I don't believe really that I'm going to die if I sin. That's the only reason you try to sin. Why else would you do it? Unless you don't believe the scriptures. That's at half and half. I believe what makes me feel good and what I think is right because this doesn't apply to me. So yeah, if you're a homosexual, that's a sin. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. But when it comes to whoremongering and sleeping with women, well, that ain't that bad. It's women. We're men. We're supposed to like women. No, that's your lust. You're weak enough to try to explain to yourself and justify your sin. That's all a sinful man will do, is find an excuse for his own will. The same way with women. They find an excuse. You got men providing for them, and they're still trying to look on the other side and see if the grass is greener. When their life gets stressed out, oh, let me go try and talk back to my old flame. Hey, yeah, life is just tough. I wish you were here. Things were great. I remember what we had. You sound stupid. You sound dumb. So when you happen to leave a good man that's trying to provide for you and you go back to trash, don't be crying when your life goes down the drain. You did it. You caused it. We all try to be slick. Oh, well, I keep my phone on lock and I got 3 passwords, so they ain't never going to see nothing in my phone. The Most High has a real funny way of exposing people, and y'all don't get it. Israelites do not get it. Just because man don't see it, don't think God don't see it, and it will come out. Make it easy on yourself and just don't do it. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1.
2 Samuel 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after this, that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister.
And when it says fair, it means beautiful. It's a very beautiful woman. Read.
Whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of David, loved her. And Ammon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin. And Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
Right. So this man, he had a crush on his sister. He had a crush on this woman, this virgin right here, and said, you know what? She's so beautiful. I just wish I could have her. I just don't know what I'd do. Read.
But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother. And Jonadab was a very subtle man.
Right, so he was a little crafty on the side. Read.
Verse 4, and he said unto him, why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister.
Right, so he was asking, what's going on with you, man? You look like your countenance is, getting worse every day. What's going on? He's like, I just love Tamar. I just wish I could have her. I don't know what's wrong with me. Read.
And Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed, and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come, and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it, and eat it at her hand.
Right, so his brother came up with a little crafty plan. Say, hey, you know what? Lay down and make yourself sick, and we'll get Tamar to go over there and cook you some food, and you can eat it right out of her hand, brother. How about that? And we'll see how this goes. Read.
So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come, and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, go now to thy brother Amnon's house, and dress him meat. So Tamar went to her brother's Amnon's house, and he was laid down, and she took flour and kneaded it, and made cakes in his sight, and did bake the cakes. And she took a pan and poured them out before him, and he refused to eat. And Amnon said, have out all men from me. And they went out every man from him.
Right, so he wouldn't eat the food. He said, hey, everyone else, I need y'all to leave. Everybody else leave but just me and Tamar. And Tamar continued to cook the food for me. Read.
And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made, and brought them to the chamber to Amnon her brother.
Right, so now she said, hey, bring the food to my room, so I may eat it from your hand there. Read.
And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister.
Okay, so now we got the brother now. Had this whole crafty plan to get Tamar to come lay in the bed with him. Use the whole plan, hey, get her to come over, cook food for me, and then bring it to my room. And as soon as she's trying to feed him, he grabs her and is like, hey, why don't you just come lie with me one time real quick. Read.
And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly.
Right, so this is a strong sister right here. She said, hey, look, don't force me to do this. Let's not be foolish and commit this sin. Read.
And whether shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from thee.
Right, so this sister's trying to do it the right way and protect her brother. She said, hey, look, my shame will go away from sleeping with you. You will be labeled a fool in Israel for sleeping with one of us unmarried and fornicating. How about you just go talk to the king? Talk to him about let's get married, and then we can do this the right way. A sister trying to protect her brother. Read.
Howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her.
Right, so he didn't listen. That lust had already conceived in his head. He said, I want Tamar. I don't care about getting married. I don't want to get married. I just want Tamar. And he forced himself on her. It's a weak man right there. He gave into his lust. To go on a sister that was actually trying to help you, that says a lot about you. Go ahead.
Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
So after he slept with her, he got what he wanted. Now he hates her. He's like, all right, well, I done slept with you. Woman, go somewhere. I'm done with you. Wickedness. Read.
So that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, arise, be gone.
And he shooed her away. He said, hey, look, I got what I wanted. You can go. Read.
And she said unto him, there is no cause. This evil is sending me away is greater than the other that thou didst unto me. But he would not hearken unto her. Then he called his servants and ministered unto him, and said, put now this woman out from me, and bolt the door after her.
Right, straight up kicked her out and said, hey, look, good riddance, appreciate it, and gave her the boot. It's a fail of temptation. When lust is conceived, law goes out the window. You let your emotions get the best of you. Your flesh wants to sleep with a woman. That's why when we spoke of earlier, being sober as well, and we getting around the wrong crowd and you end up sleeping with somebody. And then maybe you get the lady pregnant. Now you got to worry about child support. Maybe you got to worry about catching something. You don't know. But why risk it? Why put yourself in that predicament? If you know better, you do better.
And just before that, the end of the story is what happened to
he got killed later.
Right. By the brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For messing with his sister. So the wages of sin is death. He thought he was getting away with messing with his sister and casting her away because he was under the king, but nah, he still got killed because the wages of sin is death. Okay.
Ecclesiastes 25:21.
Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure.
Right. So, man, we got to stop just falling for any woman just because she look good. Long hair, nice body, better eyelashes, pretty smile, whatever it is. She was real light skinned. Did you see her, man? She was pretty, man. I want her. Did you see the hair on her? Did you see the waist on her? Oh, man, she's real pretty. I heard she's the one that everybody wants in town. I want her, too. I think I can get her. And you stumble, and now you want her for pleasure. You're not even thinking about loving your sister. You're thinking about fornicating with your sister. We got to stop being weak. She might be the prettiest girl out there. I bet you see ugly on the inside. She might even be a harlot. You don't know because you're just so caught up in her attraction, but physical attraction, you don't even know her personally. You don't even care to know her personally. Then you sleep with her, and now you either marry her or you're fornicating.
And that's why I tell everyone, whether it's a woman meeting a man or a man, when they meet, they need to watch them. Don't just automatically give yourself over to them. That's why we prove people first. So you can see how they are. You can watch them. Because everybody tell you who they are. It don't take months and months. A wise person, pretty much with a short period of time, a week or less, really. If you just be around the person, you're going to learn. You're going to be able to watch them. You'll be able to know. You'll be able to know. Is this female whorish? Is this man whorish? Would this woman make a good wife? Is this someone I would want to have kids with? You should be able to see all of that. Can she cook? Does she want to cook even though she can't cook? Yeah, a lot of people are not perfect when they come into Israel. But are they willing to change? Are they whatever they are? I look at all of that. Do they have kids? Do they take care of their kids? Do they leave the kids? I know Ethan and Hannah, I don't think they have ever slept over any, or as far as like outside of, unless it's somebody that we really know, I don't know of them. They've never been left alone. They've never been left alone. Only way they would be over someone if we knew them and we know that they keep the commandments and that they are righteous people, that we will leave them at their home. We're just not going to leave them at anyone's home. Because I don't want to have to go over there and do something to the person if they do something to my kids. So I'd rather just keep my kids around me because I know me. Some people just randomly let the kids do whatever they want to do, be through the neighborhood, running around, leave them at the house overnight. Who does that? They're not adults. So you look at everything when you're picking someone. If I'm dealing with a single woman and she has kids, I'm looking at everything. I'm seeing how well she takes care of her kids. I'm seeing, okay, he's going to stay, my son is going to stay over here. What about, you know anything about the parents? Oh, nah, he just go to school with them. Huh? And you just let them stay? My parents would never do something like that. My parents love me too much. My parents would never leave me by myself. There's going to be someone, you got to stay over my aunt's house. I got to stay at somebody's house. My mom ain't leaving me at my house by myself. I don't care if I'm 10, 5, 14. No. A lot of people are relaxed. And then the kids get hit or raped or something like that, and then they want to get on TV and scream and holler and cry. Shut up. Stop crying. What are you crying for? You the one that let your kids go over anybody's house, and then some man that the father raped one of your daughter that you let go over over her girlfriend's house. Stop all that crying. You did it. You didn't even know the family. Or your daughter got men coming in the house because you let them stay overnight by themselves. No parental guidance. You think a 10-year-old, 15-year-old with hormones going are just going to be a good child? No, your job is to protect your kids. Not to be off doing your own thing with your kids at home by themselves. I mean, just dumb stuff.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 2.
1 Corinthians 7, verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife.
Have 2 wives?
His own wife.
3 wives?
It says his own wife.
Read.
And let every woman have her own husband.
She can say her husband.
Her own husband.
Own. Own means one. The 2 become 1, not 3, 4, 5. To avoid fornication. It's simple. It's really that simple. Do you not know math? The 2 becomes 1, right? That means 1 person and 1 person. How do y'all get, oh, well, yeah, this is my 3rd wife. So they don't have their own husband. So you're fornicating. You're committing adultery. You can't sit here and be out here screaming at other people. You need to keep the law. Da, da, da. And you got 3, 4, 5, 7 wives. And you can't even take care of yourself.
And the more that you sin, the more wives or husbands and stuff like that, the easier it is to sin. The first husband you might cry over, you go crazy over because you wanted this perfect life, married only one time, and then you get the second husband. It becomes easier to quit on the second husband, and then the third husband. It's even easier. Oh, you don't like the way I cook? Oh, I'm out of here. That's why you ain't supposed to be married every time or a bunch of times. Because each time it becomes easier to quit in a relationship. Those are things you got to look at. A woman that's easy to quit. She already been through 4 divorces. Of course, it's easy for her to quit on the 5th one. And vice versa for a guy. If he's been married a bunch of times, why do you think on a job they want to see your history? How long you been on this job? They want to see if this is going to be a good employee. But we don't do it when we're married. How many times you been married? How long was the marriage? Oh, well, I was married 21 years. I was married 20 years. Okay, that's a good record. Something happened, but at least you were married a long time. Oh, I was married 6 months, 3 months, a year. The first one I was married 15 years. The second one, 1 year. The third one, it was just a fling and it was only 3 months. Yeah, because each time is easy. The first time you don't never, but once you got that first divorce, the next, it's like, hey, I already been divorced, so it don't matter about it again. My record is not perfect. It's like boxing. Hey, I got a perfect record. Once you lose, it's like, hey, well, if I lose the second time, it don't matter now. I already got a loss on my record. But when you ain't got a loss on your record, you don't want to lose. But that that after you lose, it's like, okay, I'm just fighting for the money now. I don't care about my record now because I already lost one time. I ain't perfect no more. The same thing women and men do with divorce. Once they got a divorce on their first wife or husband, everybody else is like, hey, I don't like it. I'm just out of here. You got to watch all those things. You got to make sure that woman is there to stay and that she ain't going to quickly just up and leave because of some problem. Hey, I just need to know now whether or not you going to do this or do that. Who are you? Shut up. Because I need to know now so I can leave here and if you ain't going to do right or you ain't going to do this or do that. Girl, leave. Leave. People already telling you, hey, I'll leave quick. And vice versa for a guy. Hey, I'm out of here. I already been married 2 times, 3 times. Hey, you don't like it? I'm out of here. Don't marry that person. If you find that person is very easy to quit, you're a dummy if you marry them. Because either you're going to have to try to soothe them to keep them, or they're probably going to leave anyway. And you're going to bend over backwards because you don't want to be divorced, but she don't care because she's been divorced 14 times. Or vice versa. This is your first marriage. He's already been married 3 times. It's going to be quicker for him to divorce. You're going to be crying, oh, I don't want a divorce, because this is your first divorce. Him, it's like, hey, I don't care. I already been married, divorced 3 times. So you got to look at all of that before you make decisions. I would look at all that. I don't care how old I am. I don't care if I got to marry a 28-year-old and I'm 45. I ain't marrying nobody that I know that I feel is been married a bunch of times and they ain't committed. Some of them are committed, but you got to figure out. Okay, yeah, they had 2 divorces, but they were really committed to both of them, and it was not the woman's fault. And she really committed. She doesn't really want a divorce. Both times she didn't want a divorce, but she did it. Or this is the circumstance, he was beating her or whatever, and that's why she did it, or he was doing this, or he was, there's reasons for divorce. But you got to figure all that out to make sure that you're not marrying this woman that's very easy to jump ship. That's a ride or die. And vice versa. You got to make sure this guy's a ride or die. And you should be able to see it from his actions. If you've been together for any period of time, you know whether this guy is a ride or die, and you know whether this woman is a ride or die. You know if this woman would up and jump ship in a second, and the woman know if the man would up and jump ship in a second. A lot of times you know from the actions of what different things, situations that's happened. Sometimes situations happen bad enough that maybe the man should jump ship and he hadn't. So that tells you the man is a lawyer. Because he should have jumped ship. Or vice versa. The woman should have jumped ship. He went out and he cheated 2-3 times with 3 different women, and she stayed there. That's a lawyer woman. So you can see who's loyal and who's liar. If you just let love blind you, and you have a miserable life, and you marry the person, then that's on you. That's why you should counsel. Because I'll tell people straight up what I feel about the person. And I'll say, yeah, you make your own decision. Do I think she's a good wife? I'll say yay or nay, and I'll say the reasons why nay. And if he's not, and the same thing if the woman asks me about the guy. You think he's a good husband? I'll be a good husband? I'll say, yeah, he's a good provider. He's working on a few things. But I think those things can be worked on during marriage. It's nothing bad enough that I don't think you should get married. And vice versa. Hey, yeah, she got some things she's working on, but I don't see anything that's terrible enough to not get married to her. Or I'll say, hey, yeah, I wouldn't marry her. She's a whore. Don't marry her. Or she's a good woman. Marry her. She got a few things that she need to correct, but it's nothing bad enough that I don't think you can marry her. Y'all can work on that in marriage. No, I think he's going to cheat on you when you get married. He may be okay for a little while, but eventually he's going to cheat on you. He just got a whoremongering spirit. I wouldn't marry him. I'm going to tell you honest. Now, whether you disregard, that's everybody got to work out their own thing. It's just advice. But I'm going to tell whoever asks me at any time, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to have it on my conscience where I see. Now, I ain't going to tell you if you don't ask. But if I'm asked, I'm not going to sit there and be like, I don't want to make the person look bad. I'm going to say, hey, I wouldn't do it. Or, hey, I saw a lot of change in her. Seemed like she got herself on the right footing now. Maybe you should marry her. Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea. But, it's up to you. So don't blame me later if it ain't going to work out. But I saw a lot of change, and she seems to be on the right path now. So, whatever. Or I see that he's on the right path. So, y'all can work on stuff while you're married. But if I see the person is still the same person, or they sneaky or whatever, and they think they slick, I'm going to see it. Just because I may not be slick, don't believe that I don't know what slick is. And I have chosen not to be slick. Not because I don't know what slick is. I'm in the best when it comes to slickness, if I chose to be. But because I love the Most High, I don't choose to be slick, but I know slick.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17.
Deuteronomy 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
Right. So whoremongers, stop turning our sisters into whores. Stop sleeping with every woman that you like. Find yourself a woman, prove her first, build with her. If she's worthy, marry her. Then if you guys want to know each other from that point on, it's on you. And women, stop putting yourselves out there. Stop dressing for the attention that you want, but you'll get from the lower standards. Don't dress like a harlot and expect a respectable man to want you. But I want me a respectable husband. I want me a good man. I want a man that loves me and protects me. You ain't even protecting yourself. Got your body hanging out and then want to get mad when people looking at you. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4.
Hebrews 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
The marriage bed is undefiled. It doesn't say everybody's bed. You just don't sleep with somebody and say, oh, well, hey, we're good. We're still lawful. The marriage bed. When you have been espoused to somebody, the marriage bed is undefiled. Read.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
You will be judged if you are not married, sleeping around with the person you're married to. Because don't say, well, I'm married, I got me a wife, I just ain't sleeping with my wife. Your wife, your own wife. Women, your own husband. Simple and plain.
And when you commit to someone and you're going through courtship or going through something, you can't deal with nobody else. If you have committed to someone to prove them, or you're in or whatever, you can't be on any dating sites. You can't be on anything looking at or talking to women or whatever while you're in the dating process. That happens once you leave and you tell her, I am not proving you anymore. I don't want to be with you. Then if you want to go on a dating site or whatever you choose to do at that point, that's within the law. That's fine. But while you're dating someone, you should not be calling another guy. You shouldn't be texting another guy. You shouldn't be texting another woman. You shouldn't be talking to another woman. You have committed to prove them. We cannot just do what we want to do when we give our word. When you're proving someone, you are not to step out on that proving process until you tell the person, hey, I am no longer proving you. I don't think it's going to work between the two of us. And you go your way and they go their way, and whatever she does is her business and whatever you do is yours. But don't be in a relationship trying to talk to other women to see, because maybe you don't know if you want her anymore. Well, until you stop proving her, that's not an option. Until you stop proving her, that is not an option. It's not, I'm gonna hold it in the background, so if it ends, then I'll have her to call, or I'm gonna just talk to her, but I'm not gonna commit to her. So once it ends with us, I can go ahead and start with him, or I can start with her. No, it should be totally fresh. Shouldn't be nobody for you to talk to once until you end. It's like, oh, I got to start over. I don't have nobody. I don't have nobody on my TikTok. I ain't got nobody on my Facebook. I don't have nobody I was talking to, but I'm open now to talk to some people if they're willing to keep the law. And it always got to be keeping the law. When you watch it, if you find someone that's not, even if if they're not keeping the law, you know the person has to be wicked. If I'm proving someone, and you're not supposed to talk to someone if you're proving someone, but if you did, and they proving someone who is not an Israelite, then that's already wicked. They willing to date anyone. It doesn't matter if they Israel or not, or Israelite or not. All those things tell you stuff. They're not even willing to go prove an Israelite. They're going to prove a man in the world. Yeah, you're supposed to end it, but if you don't end it, if I was dating someone, and I wouldn't do it, but if I was dating someone hypothetically, and I was talking to someone, it would be another Israelite woman. It wouldn't be a woman of the world, that means I still have some world in me. If I'm willing, you should not even think about looking at a guy that's not Israel. That's why the scriptures, they say when it's talking about marriage, it say if you get a divorce, you got to get someone who's of the Lord, meaning in Israel. If you go find another heathen to marry, then there's a problem with you. You don't love the Lord like you think you do. Because they aren't going to be keeping no laws. You might have fun, you may have sex, he may be a good guy in the sense of taking care of responsibilities, but he ain't keeping no laws. You ain't going to have a good life. You're just going to have fun for a second, and then you're going to move on to the next guy. By the time it's done, you're a used up person. Nobody want to be with a woman that keep sleeping with a bunch of men. That's why they got all those spirits on them. Sleeping with a bunch of men and then trying to act holy. I only been with 3 guys my whole life. Girl, shut up. I only been with 2 guys my own life. Girl, please. Only a dumb guy. I mean, you can tell a woman that's been with a bunch of guys. I've been with 3 guys. Yeah, you just different, and that's why I'm sleeping with you the first night. And they actually think we're that dumb. But we ain't going to say nothing. Yeah, I want to get it, so I'm not going to say you're a dummy, and I know that's not true. You just different. You think men are that dumb? Our whole job is to try to, our whole from existence, from probably 5 years old up, all we do is train on how to get a woman. And you think that you are smarter than us? Y'all don't train on how to get a man. We train. That's all we do. We use different things. Let me try this. Let me try that. Let me try it. And from 5. And y'all think you can sit there and say, "Oh, I only been with 2 guys," and the guy don't know that. Man, that's baby stuff to a guy that's been around. You can't fool no guy, no experienced guy with no tricks like that. Stop trying to outsmart men. What ends up happening, you end up getting outsmarted in the end and have a miserable life when you could have had a good life.
Go to Matthew chapter 23, verse 25.
Matthew 23, verse 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess.
Right. This is a lot of the Israelites that like to make themselves seem holy and appear holy. The men that have the fringes on, that have the nice garments on, they're outside teaching. They're real good in the scriptures, but as soon as they get out of camp, they take the fringes off and they're talking to Keisha over here on the side back on the train. Hey, yeah, I'm just trying to, I don't talk to nobody else. It's just, I've just been looking for somebody and I really like you. You seem like you're my type. Yeah, along with the other 30 women you done talked to last Saturday.
Oh, the women. Shalom.
With the head wrap on.
Quiet. Oh, you're like, she seems really holy. Not knowing she's a whore. God bless. All praises to the Most High. Just because a woman has a sweet low voice don't mean that she could be a devil. Y'all got to watch that. Just because they all quiet. Oh. Yes, how can I? You want some food? You want something to eat?
Would you like anything else?
Yes. You're like, oh man, this is the type of woman I want to marry. Some of them are, and a lot of them are not. That's why you got to prove them to see, just because of that sweet voice. And they don't raise it. Don't mean that they aren't the devil. And that's what fools a lot of guys get caught up into that. A lot of guys and other people look in and they say, and maybe the woman is crying. She's crying. It's like, I knew it got to be the guy because she's so sweet. She doesn't do nothing. She don't know in the house that she's the devil. She jump on him. She curse him out. But when she get in front of everybody, she's quiet. Oh. And you like, it got to be him. And you like, hey, brother, why you treating a sister like that? You don't, yeah, hey, y'all being fooled. Y'all think that quiet voice, she's crazy. Y'all see her, whatever, she got a smart mouth in the house. She talk back and everything. No, not her, not the Shalom brothers. Hi, Most High in Christ bless. You're so wonderful. Nah, then the men are like, Yeah, it got to be the man because he got a louder voice. No. A lot of times the men are screaming because the woman is so wicked, and he's screaming at her to get her to be not wicked. It's not because because his voice, he's raising his voice because he's living in hell. While she's over there, hey, yes, yeah, you want it? Yeah, you want some food? Yes, y'all. Oh, shut up and think we're food.
Go to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 19.
2 Peter 2, verse 19. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage.
Right. So what I wanted to pull from this is the second part. From whom a man is overcome, the same is he's brought into bondage. Whatever you struggle with in the world will be the same thing that pulls you back out of this truth. If you're too weak enough to not be able to withstand the temptation. If you was a drug addict, the drugs would be the same thing that pull you back into the world. If you were a harlot, same thing would be going back to your whorish ways. If you're a whoremonger, it'll be women that get you pulled back. You're not going to be a whoremonger and then turn into a crack addict. Oh, well, drugs got me when I got back out of here, so it just got me. No. It's going to be what you struggle with in the world, be the same thing that pulls you back out.
Unless you get in these scriptures and you get that out of you because you love and fear the Lord more than that sin. That's the key. Is loving the Most High more than that sin. It's not the person. You're doing it because of the love of the Lord. When you're married, your wife make you mad. If you're doing it because of your wife, you'll go mess with another woman. When you're doing it because of the fear of the Lord, it doesn't matter your wife make you mad. You sit and say, as mad as my wife make me, as much as I know there are probably women out there that will do everything I say, I know it's a sin and I don't want to make God mad. So I know as much as she make me mad and may make me want to go somewhere else, I ain't going because I love the Lord. That is your thought process. You're not doing it for a man. Oh, he made me mad, so now I'm going to talk to another guy. That's because you're not doing it for the Lord. You're doing it for the Lord. You ain't going to talk to another guy because you know that's sin to be married and talking to another man when you marry. Or when you're in a relationship, a committed relationship. You know that's not good. You put the words out that we are together. And now you're going talking to another guy, you're in sin. You end it. You want to talk to another guy, tell him, hey, I want to end it. Don't try to run game. You don't want to be in it, just say I don't want to be in it. Men are different than women. Men will let you, if you happen to be together, a man will let you stay there for a little while until you go ahead and leave. We ain't like women. Women, they don't want you no more. They're going to tell you got to go. Now. Men will be like, hey, you can stay. No, hey, keep the law. Whatever. Hey, if that's what you want. Women be like, they selfish. Hey, you out of here. I don't want you no more. I want a dime. Get out of my place. Men aren't like that. Men are, hey, I still, we had something. I had a good relationship. We had a good relationship. We're not work out. Hey, I know I ain't going to just kick you on out. I feel for you. I feel for your kids. I feel for whatever. You want to leave, you can leave. We ain't got to be together. You just, we can be roommates. We can be whatever. And then when the time comes, we just go ahead and separate. That's fine if that's what you want. If you want to deal with another guy, just tell the person, hey, I don't want you no more. But don't get jealous when the other guy go and find another woman. Don't get all of a sudden now you want them back. You make a decision, you don't have to live by your dumb decision. And vice versa. If you got a good woman, you go over and say, hey, I don't want this relationship no more. You get with another woman. She doesn't cook. She doesn't clean. She doesn't do anything. She's lazy. She whatever. And then she started dating another man, and now you want her back because you realize that you had a good woman. Then that's your problem. But guess what? If it's not a good woman, he ain't going to care. Or she ain't going to care if it wasn't a good man. If it was a good man, the man, he don't have a job, he can't pay bills, he's not taking care of her, and she found a good guy, she's not going to care that she lost you. She got somebody better. And vice versa. One thing with men is loyalty. Men look at women as something that they own. I'm just being straight up. And if that woman is talking to another man, that right there is like the worst slap in the face. Because something I own is what's the word?
Roaming.
And I own it. Now, women don't necessarily look at they own a man. Yeah, they get upset and whatever, but a man, that's like loyalty is where it's at. I remember I dated someone a long time ago, let's say 18. We were dating. I remember she said something about somebody raping her or something, or a cousin or something or whatever. I was dating her. I knew I was friends with a friend of mine's cousin. Whether it's true or not, I was upset. It may have happened, it ain't had nothing to do with me, and we dating now. I wanted to go beat him up. It might have been 2 or 3 years ago when that happened, before I met her or whatever. I didn't care, because she's mine now. I called the guy, my friend on the phone, and I forgot what I said to him. He was my friend, and about his cousin or whatever. I want to beat him up. Now, why I want to beat up someone when she's my new girlfriend and this, whatever happened maybe 4 or 5 years ago, it ain't had nothing to do with me. Because now she's mine, she's under my protection, and I know it happened then, but I still want to beat them up. Men take loyalty very serious. At least men like me, warriors. If you're a weak man, maybe, whatever, not me. Be sure you don't cause a man trust to go backwards, because it's hard to gain a man trust when it's dealing with loyalty. 2 Peter 2 verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled therein and overcome, and latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
Right, so they leave the world, they repent, they come and serve the Lord, and then somehow some temptation, some thorns come up, you get entangled back into your own vomit, and you actually become worse than you were before. You have more spirits that gain onto you, and you're a complete mess. Everyone's had their battles and walks that they had to go through in life, but when you come into this truth and you leave back out, you're worse off than you were before. And don't expect to come back. Christ didn't get crucified for you twice. You get caught back in the world, good luck to you. I guess I can't even say that. Be good. 3:21.
For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
And it's simple and plain. It'd been better if you had not came into the truth at all. You would have just stayed yourself in the world and been living like a heathen your entire life. But instead you chose to come to the knowledge, receive the knowledge, and then turn away from the knowledge. That's disrespectful.
And you're going to get chastised or worse, because you know what you're supposed to do. God, he give a little grace to the heathen that don't know better. But you've seen it, you know that you are not to commit adultery, you know that you're to keep the law, you know you commit to something, you're supposed to stand by what you commit to. When you give your word on something, you're supposed to do it, and you have turned away from it. When you sit and get sick, or you end up getting in the hospital, or you end up getting a car accident, or you end up child getting hurt or something, or dying or something like that, don't go sit there crying. It's your fault, possibly. You got to be careful and do things according to Scripture. Stop doing your own lust. You wonder why your kids are bad off. It's because of your lust. It's because of who you are. It's because of not training your kids up in the ways of the Lord, where they will not depart. Where's that scripture?
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. And it reads, train up a child in the way he should go.
It says, train up a child in the way he should go.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it, because you trained him up well. His foundation was well. And when he gets old, he won't depart. That's why you had the old man in the scriptures that when they tried to get him to eat pork, he would not do it, because he was trained up keeping the law. If you're not trained up keeping the law, what are you departing from? You don't even have nothing to depart from. You're going to go right back to sin, because you didn't train them up in the ways of the Lord. You're over there messing with a bunch of men and think kids don't know what you're doing. They not blind, they not deaf, and they not dumb. They see everything, hear everything, know everything. And kids don't like hypocrites. Period. I guarantee you, if I talk to kids with wicked parents and talk to them and say, hey, what do you like about your parents? What do you like about your mom? What you don't like about your mom? I bet all kind of stuff will come out. The most my kids hopefully would say is, he yells sometimes. I don't like when he yelled at me. I'm okay with that. But I don't want to hear, oh, I get tired of my daddy, you know, it's a different woman there every night and all of this. And then he act like he praying at night. And that's, to me, that's being a hypocrite. He don't care about me. He don't take me to games. He don't do this and that for me. He always have a woman taking care of her, spending his money on a woman. But you'll hear a lot from the girls. And the same thing for the men or the boys or whatever. My dad don't take me to baseball. All he do is always out in the street messing with or doing whatever he do. I know it's women. I don't have to be there, but they kids know. And vice versa for a woman. Hey, yeah, my mom, she's always with a bunch of men, all that. She don't have time to take care of me. All I do is stay to myself or whatever. I'm always home by myself. Blah, 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 blah. She's always dating a man. She's always out with a man. She's always doing this or whatever. She's not really a good mother. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I guarantee you, if I was to talk to daughters, they would tell the truth too. And if I talk to sons. So you all have to start doing the right thing for your kids' sake. And stop being so selfish for yourself and your own lust. Jumping around, house to house, person to person. Your kids are going to be doing the same thing.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6.
Proverbs 3, verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
If your mind is on the Most High, you should not have any problem with the thoughts that come in your head. The first thing should be scriptures that come in your head. If you're tempted somewhere, the same way Christ was when he was tempted. Every answer he had for the devil, was it not a scripture?
What else?
The scriptures are your protection. That is your memory. Your mind should be like a money counter. As soon as you get temptation, ding, thou shalt not tempt the Lord. Ding. The fear of the Lord shall not depart when you're poor. So you don't, oh, well, I'm low on money, so if I break this, no, wait, it says this trust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor. So just because I'm low on money doesn't mean I can break the law. Okay, cool. It said the marriage bed is undefiled, so I got to make sure I'm married to the woman before I sleep with her. These things should pop in your head when you know the scriptures. But then again, even when you know the scriptures, you got dumb, weak Israelites that sit here and become hearers of the word. Yeah, I know these are great scriptures. Yeah, man, I heard you guys, you were bringing it out today. I'm about to go over there and smoke some weed now. Mm-hmm. Just stupid, wicked.
Let me do it. Hey, I just got a Facebook from a beautiful woman, and oh, ding, I cannot permit adultery. I'm in a committed relationship. Excuse me, I'm in a committed relationship. I'm not able to, talk to you at this time. I'm in a committed relationship. Not, hey, tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your name? What type of woman you looking for? What? No, it shouldn't be that.
Might forget one more.
Go ahead.
Say, hey, are you single? Ding! Thou shalt not lie. Lying is an abomination. If you're with somebody, that's a lie. Oh, well, yeah, I'm just looking for a good person that's willing to take care of me. What are you talking about? If you're proving somebody, then all of a sudden, obviously someone's taking care of you. They're looking out for you. Not error, no scripture found. This is why you read your Bible.
And do it.
You got the daggone cheat sheet right in front of you and you don't want to use it. How stupid can you be?
And you know it, but you're just not doing it. Be doers of the word and not hearers only. All y'all read it, oh yeah, oh don't commit adultery, don't do this. When you give your word, do it. Oh yes, this is just beautiful scripture. Oh, I just love it. I just read the Bible for 30 minutes today and oh, I just learned so much. Well, Negro, why are you talking back to your husband if you just read it and learned? Well, we ain't perfect. Shut up. You've sinned before too. Shut up. We're talking about you.
First thing I always want to do is throw it off on somebody else when you mess up. Well, what about you? What are you doing? Why you can't do what you're doing? Are you doing your job correctly? Are you doing everything?
Mm-hmm. You remember 5 years ago when you did? We talking about right now. Not 5 years ago, not 3 years ago, not 10 months ago. We're talking about right now. We talking about you. Stop trying to throw it off on something else. We're talking about you right now. We're not talking about something I did. I ate pork 10 years ago. Am I eating pork now? Well, no, but you did that, so we all mess up. We're talking about rat champ. Get your act together before you die.
Got 3 more and then we'll close out. Let's go to Revelation chapter 21, verse 8.
Revelation 21, verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have the part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Right. These are the people that will take part in the second death. The first death we're all promised. That's a covenant that was given to the beginning. That second death will be those people right here, partakers of sin, abomination, idolatry, whoremongering, and liars. Everybody thinks, oh, well, it's just a little small white lie. It's not that bad. Okay, cool. See you in hell. Well, you'll see yourself in hell because I ain't going. You'll be departed from the Lord, workers of iniquity. Have fun living in a hot jacuzzi for the rest of your life. Let's go to Galatians 6, verse 7.
Galatians 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So whatever you put into your life, expect the same to come out of it. If you plant wickedness, expect wickedness. If you plant faithfulness, expect faithfulness. That is what it is. Whatever bed you make, you lay in it. Whatever cake you make for yourself, eat it. Read.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Right. You make the choice. You got a choice to pick which path you want to take, whether it's corruption or life. If you want to play with the fire and sow with the flesh, get burned. If you want to live, keep the commandments. So if it's too much of your body to forget lusting, to forget temptation, to forget whoremongering, fornication, adultery, well, hey, maybe the Most High jack you up for the women so you won't be able to open up your legs anymore. Maybe for the men, maybe the Most High take your privy parts from you so you ain't got to worry about pleasuring yourself no more or sleeping with women. Then you can focus on the Lord and be a eunuch. Let's close out. Matthew 26, verse 6.
Matthew 26, verse 6. Now when Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having the alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much, and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work unto me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told as a memorial of her.
Right, and as a commandment from Christ, we give this woman her due diligence and her memorial for what she has done for Christ to anoint him for his burial. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.